pictures of that.
Listed as how it's going to appear on the ballot?
Exactly, that's going to be on the ballot. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's going to appear on the ballot. Media has lost some interest. Go ahead and stop for just a minute. I got plenty of tape.
I always read them all before I do it.
Wouldn't be happy either. Hasn't made any comments or speeches yet. Her report, she basically snuck in here about 15 minutes ago, and as soon as the crowd saw her, they began to chant. I have to run and get my camera. And the media swarmed in on her. Make sure everything's civil.
I used to do that. We had the pack that hung down too, so I'm glad that didn't. Yeah.
I do every day. I'm either standing on marble or concrete, and I'm flat-footed, and it just kills you.
You go to the Good Feet store. They have one out. They have a good feet clinic off of Ronnie Parent.
Orthotics.
Now we have a bunch of reporters right here by the table. Matter of fact, this is basically right in the sky. I don't know who he is. Joe Davidson helps us sign out the form.
I just think those are people that probably have been listening to an awful lot of stuff that they haven't done research on in terms of my record. I still stand hard on my Arkansas values and Arkansas beliefs.
Does it make the re-election, or does it make the campaign process harder knowing there's that type of opposition?
I think, this is a great country that we live in, and people have the opportunity to be able to voice their concerns and voice, whatever their opinions are, and I think that's what we all stand for in this country. So they certainly have the right to do that if they wish. I was raised in a household that was, my parents taught me to be very, very passionate about what I believe in. They also had two other rules, and if it's rude or dangerous, you don't do it. And I live by those rules, and I'm very passionate about what I believe in Arkansas. I think we are a state that is full of rock-solid values based on getting results and working through things and making our country stronger. And I think you make your country stronger by working together. I've always had a tremendously good bipartisan record. I work diligently for that. And I think it's important for people to know that I'm about getting results. I'm not about acquiescing to extremes on either side.
If there are voters you've lost since 2004 coming into this race, is there anything you can do to get them back? Or is there anything your campaign's looking at to...
It depends. It depends if they really want to engage in a campaign on the issues and they want to talk about things that are important to us in Arkansas, like growing jobs and helping our small businesses, protecting our seniors, taking care of our kids. I do all of that with an approach that I think is both bipartisan and very pragmatic in getting results. I stand up to my own party when I feel like I need to, and I don't hesitate to join others that may not be in my party if I think it's the right thing. Fiscal responsibility is a critical thing, and I believe very strongly in fiscal responsibility. But I also believe in my country, and I believe in investing in it. I don't think that you can, I think you have to be very cognizant of how you have to do both of those. I welcome people into the debate. I welcome their ideas. I welcome their passion and the goals that they have. And I think probably if people take time to stop shouting and really visit, they'll find out that we have more in common than we have in differences.
The local analysts say that you have a very tough fight ahead of you. They actually woke up this morning hearing reports about that. Political magazine, in fact, spoke about that. What's your reaction to the race you have ahead of you?
It's going to be a tough year. You read midterm of a new administration. It always is a tough year. I ran in '94. It was a tough year then. Midterm of President Bill Clinton's first term. But I think by and large, people in Arkansas, they're ready to listen. They're ready to work hard. They know that our country needs to put its economy back on track. But they also know we're not going to do it unless we invest in ourselves. We've got to invest in the people of a great state like Arkansas, just like we have to invest in people all across the country. And that means investing in their small businesses. It means growing jobs. It means investing in our children and good education. It means taking care of our seniors and Medicare. I've done all of those things, and I believe very strongly in that. I'm looking forward to the debate ahead of us. Looking forward to talking about the things that are important to each and every one of us. I certainly don't step back from any of that. And I know it'll be a difficult time, but as I said, I hope people will be willing to talk about things. I think they need to talk about realistically how is it that we're going to put our economy back on track. I think if they look at my track record and my voting record particularly, they will definitely see that I have worked in a very pragmatic way, looking at different opportunities and not straying off into places where I don't feel like it's going to, whether it's the bailouts with Wall Street or the bailouts of the auto companies. I didn't support cap and trade because I don't think it puts us on track to lessen our carbon emissions and create good jobs and lessen our dependence on foreign oil. I think there's a lot more that we can do. So I hope we will. We passed a bipartisan energy bill in the Senate. I think that's a really good place to start. Healthcare, you'll notice that the only bipartisan health care bill in the Congress was the one that came out of the Senate Finance Committee, and I worked very hard on it.